Hey everybody, MichaelBtheGameGenie here, and on today's video we're going to talk about new games coming to the Switch. We're going to talk about old new games coming to the Switch through the online service, and last but not least, a big Switch sale is happening right now. Anyways, you'll hear more about it right after this. Happy Friday, everybody. As you guys probably know, I've been really interested in the Nintendo Switch recently. Just really got into it. I got the new OLED model. I've been going back, playing a lot of games throughout my library. I've also really got into the Nintendo Switch Online feature because of the inclusion of the classic games with the classic controllers. Everything just feels really good. So I've started following the news on it a little bit more closely, and one thing that I'm really excited about is playing retro-inspired games on it. One of which that was announced last year I was really excited about was Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection. Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection was announced last year, and I immediately fell in love with the idea of playing Ghosts N Goblins again. The fact that we were going to get this game with a new art style, everything looked beautiful, it looked like the classic gameplay again. I've always been a big Ghosts N Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts fan, owning the Super Nintendo, Super Ghouls and Ghosts growing up, but as an adult, getting into retro gaming, falling in love with the Sega Genesis Ghouls and Ghosts, and getting hugely frustrated with the NES Ghosts N Goblins. But I was really looking forward to pick this up. However, I went into the Nintendo eShop and saw the price point of $39.99 for Canadian, and I said, my God, I'll wait till it goes on sale. So of course, like anybody normally would, I went into my wish list preferences and I wish listed it. And then just 2 days ago, I got an email from Nintendo telling me it's your lucky day. I love getting these emails because I don't wish list a lot on the Nintendo eShop. I usually just buy whatever's on sale, but there's a few games that I'm really looking forward to getting. And lo and behold, Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection was one. Like I said, I balked at that $40 price point here in Canada. I don't know what the US price point was, but a sale of 34% off was enough to get me to jump. I was feeling froggy. So for $26.39, altogether it was $30 tax in. I said, what the hell? And I'd take a chance on it. Well, am I ever glad I did, because this game is actually pretty badass. I really enjoy it. I understand that a lot of classic Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghosts and Goblins fans aren't very happy with it, and I completely understand why, because it doesn't exactly play like the original games. It's based off the original games, but the movements and the attacks, everything just feels a little bit off because there's a couple extra frames of animation, so it just feels a little janky. Like, the one thing to me that's really thrown me off is sometimes I get stuck because you can press up to shoot your spear or shoot your weapon up. Sometimes while I'm trying to move forward, it'll get mixed up on the diagonal I'm pressing unless I'm really accurate, and I'll stop moving to press up in the middle. So far, that's my only drawback. I'm not very far into it. I've only played enough to get to like the second level, but so far I'm having a blast with this game, and for 34% off, $30 Canadian, well worth the investment. Next up, I want to talk about real retro games on the Nintendo Switch, and specifically the Nintendo Switch Online. Nintendo Switch Online has been a bit of a mixed bag. I'm really getting into it now, especially after I went out and bought all the retro controllers. So I have my NES controllers, my Super Nintendo controllers, N64, and Genesis. So it's more interesting to me, but there's still issues with some of the quality of the emulation people aren't happy with. For me, so far, it's been the additional game library. Like right now with the expansion pass, we're pretty good with getting a game a month, it seems like, for the N64 and maybe some Genesis titles every month. But they've pretty much given up on the Super Nintendo and the NES, which is super frustrating. I hate the fact that we're not getting regular updates with that. Such an opportunity that's being squandered. But like I said, they're coming out with regular monthly updates on the N64 library, and this month we got one that was a huge surprise. That's right, this month we got the rare as in owned by Microsoft, rare classic Banjo Kazooie. Now, for anybody who's familiar with the N64 and you're right in the right vintage, right age range, Banjo Kazooie was one of the definitive collectathon platformers on the N64 and really pushed the boundaries. I personally never expected to see this game on a Nintendo system again. Like, when Banjo showed up in Smash, I was shocked. And even more so, a couple of years ago, when there was a lot of rumors about there being an N64 Classic, I made a video called 10 Great Games That Won't Be on the N64 Classic. It only got 3.6k views, and that's low for one of my top 10 videos. And it breaks my heart because this video is excellent. If you get a chance and you've never seen it before, go check this video out after this one. In that video, in the number 3 spot, I listed Banjo-Kazooie as the number 3 overall most unlikely game to show up on the N64 Classic or N64 Mini. So the fact that they now have this N64 online system basically through the Nintendo Switch, through the online service, and they've included Banjo-Kazooie, absolutely blows my mind. I thought the partnership with Rare and Microsoft was just so undoable. We were never going to see this on a Nintendo system again, that this would just never happen, but lo and behold, they've blown my mind. So that's right, for anybody that's interested in picking up Banjo-Kazooie, if you don't already have the Nintendo Switch Online and Online Expansion Pack, you can go get it today. Banjo-Kazooie came out on the Nintendo Switch yesterday, 17 hours ago, in fact, according to the time of filming this video. And then if you scroll right up, we've already got a heads up on what's going to be the game for next month, Save Termina before it's met with a terrible fate, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. That one's exciting, but for me, I always get a little bit caught with doing it because everything takes so much time. There's so much going back in time to do things, but two absolutely huge games for the N64 online service, back-to-back, month-to-month. And I mean, we got Paper Mario last month, Banjo-Kazooie, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Those are some good-ass games, man. And last but not least, on retro-inspired games coming to the Nintendo Switch, Windjammers 2 from DotEmu is officially now on the system. Windjammers is an arcade classic that so many people have loved, and it's great to see DotEmu continue their legacy of taking fan-favorite classic games and redesigning them, remaking them, and bringing them back for a modern era. So excited to see Windjammers 2 coming out on modern consoles. The Nintendo Switch version is available right now. So you guys can head directly into your eShop today, go check it out, Windjammers, and pick it up digitally for $19.99. $17.99, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if that's directly to me. I've never gone in through my computer to look this up before. So you can pick up Windjammers 2 and get that great new redesigned classic arcade action on your Nintendo Switch by DotEmu right now. However, if you're a dude like me that likes having options, as you can see behind me, I have lots of arcades, I have arcade one-ups, everything. I just like having everything, having lots of options. I'm not just stuck on the Switch, and I also have an Xbox. And if you have an Xbox Game Pass subscription, you can head on over to Game Pass right now and do the exact same thing I did and download Windjammers 2 for absolutely free, provided you already have the Game Pass subscription. This is one of the things I love about Game Pass. Games like Battletoads, Streets of Rage 4, and now Windjammers 2. These classic retro games, much like going back to the original game we talked about, Ghosts N Goblins Resurrections, when someone takes an original concept and remakes it new for the modern society, you never know if you're going to like the game as much as you like the original. You don't know if the new art style is going to affect it, and it's always great to have an opportunity to pick this up slightly cheaper, like I did with Ghosts N Goblins, but here with Game Pass, I get to get Windjammers for free with all the other games I would get anyways. So if you're just looking to play Windjammers and check it out, you've already got an Xbox, you've already got Game Pass, you can go pick it up for free. But if you want to pick it up, play it on the Nintendo system, and especially on the go on the Nintendo Switch, especially if you have that OLED Nintendo Switch with that beautiful new screen, you can pick it up there as well. Whatever way you play it, it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is you're playing these retro games and you're experiencing retro games. That's what makes me happy. Anyways, guys, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's very different for me, but it's one of the things I'm trying to do more this year. Just talk about everything about gaming I enjoyed instead of focusing on one thing. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the sale on Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection. Are you going to pick it up, or did you already have it? What do you think of the game? Let me know what you think about Banjo-Kazooie showing up the Nintendo Switch Online service, Majora's Mask next month. Do you still think this is an overpriced subscription service from Nintendo, or do you think it's good value finally? And last but not least, are you going to be picking up Windjammers 2? Which system are you going to be picking it up on, and what do you think of the game? Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.